Yet again, they said she got liquor harming, yet the post-mortem examination report uncovered something else entirely. Get our most memorable day agreeable. I heard some stuff you realize a dead body. And you realize that just made me wonder. You realize that was they playing constantly. Were they companions or enemies? How is it that she could realize that they wouldn't mull over ending her life, which began as a tomfoolery-filled occasion with her companions, took an extremely dull turn? Exceptionally quick inside only hours, her family got a portion of the most terrible insight about their lives. Shanquella Robinson was a stunner and hair expert from Charlotte, North Carolina. A fruitful vocation, Lady Robinson possessed a few marvel shops and brands, including a youngster's hair twisting business. Robinson was profoundly cherished by her loved ones and was hoping to compensate herself with a vacation, altogether of dear companions, comprised of 3 ladies and 3 men. Robinson chose visiting the extravagance resort of Puerto Las Cabos and Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Robinson and her entourage leased an extravagance private estate for the event, complete with a confidential cook. On the 28th of October 2022, Shanquella and 5 of her companions left for San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, from her local Charlotte, North Carolina. Between departing Charlotte and showing up at their extravagance estate, Shanquella made various virtual entertainment posts, parading her vacation and quality time with companions for her numerous devotees. Shanquella and the remainder of her party are taken care of by a confidential culinary specialist at their estate. On the 29th of October, Nazir Wiggins, an individual from Shanquella's companion bunch who is expected to show up later than the remainder of the gathering, called his companions to figure out their Phyllis address. While on the telephone to one more individual from their party, Wiggins was recounted Shanquella's condition. All the more precisely, he was informed that she had become sick because of liquor harming 2 hours ahead, 2:16 p.m. I settle on a telephone decision to everyone around there. Like, I really want the location, I want the location. So while doing this call, that is whenever I first heard that Cooler wasn't feeling significantly better, they let me know that was debilitated, and she was shot outside, and they got that since one of 8 companions let them know that they were seeing signs, so she was showing side effects of liquor, harming at around 2:30 p.m. On that very day, a specialist from the American Clinical Center in Cabo San Lucas got a call in regards to Shanquella. She was informed that the lady was feeling unwell. As the specialist showed up, she saw Shanquella was worn out, she was muddled, got dried out, and by and large drowsy, which could all be indications of liquor harming. Yet as the specialist endeavored to regulate an IV trickle, Robinson experienced a tonic-clonic seizure. Her breathing dialed back, as did her heartbeat, and ultimately Robinson went into heart failure. As per the police report, Shanquella Robinson was pronounced clinically dead at 5:57 p.m. That very day, the remainder of the American party left. The next day, driving Shanquella behind Robinson's body would be localized 2 weeks after the fact at an expense of $6,000. Yet the Robinsons' predicament was not over once their dear Shanquella's body was gotten back to the States. As a matter of fact, one might say that their difficulty was just start. On the 10th of November, the Robinsons accepted Shanquella's true dissection report from the Mexican Secretariat of Well-Being. The post-mortem report cited that Shanquella kicked the bucket from a serious spinal line injury and chartbook luxation, or in layman's terms, a wrecked neck. There's no notice of liquor harming at all in the authority report, as developing doubts in regards to Shanquella's demise were mounting up. Her family were hit with one more fantastic uncover: a spilled video of Shanquella being savagely gone after by a lady, turned into a web sensation via web-based entertainment. On the 15th of November, the web did what it specializes in: everybody from news sources to superstars started raising the caution on the dubious passing of Shanquella Robinson. Soon enough, the passing begun being treated as femicide. What you just heard is the authority story, yet away from public scrutiny. and past the media shock that resulted following an American unexpected dubious passing on Mexican region Shanquella's family, had long realized that something about her demise was simply not right all along. One of the primary alerts heard by Shanquella's mom were the two separate calls that she had gotten from her girls gathering the evening of her passing. The main call was to tell her that Shanquella was feeling unwell because of liquor harming, with a subsequent call being made when the surgeon showed up at the scene. On the telephone, the family were informed on different occasions, and by various individuals from Shanquella's party, that her condition was owed to liquor harming. It was said as a reality, and not as a doubt, but rather the dissection showed. In any case, upon the arrival of Shanquella's party, her lamenting family were just met with additional obnoxiousness from the companion bunch. Not just had every one of them got back with something else altogether to each other, yet their accounts were likewise conflicting. A portion of the partners in crime guaranteed that a house cleaner had found Shanquella oblivious, some case that they called a specialist, while others recommended that it was the retreat's attendant that had settled on the decision. Some even conceded that there had for sure been a battle, despite the fact that they had at first said that Shanquella had passed on from liquor harming. It was likewise hazy whether she was found on the floor in her bed or on a seat, as various individuals asserted various things. Different subtleties re-emerged in new light. For example, the way that Shanquella's mom begged her companions that she be taken to a trauma center, yet them proposing that it would cost $5,000 in real money for her girl to be seen. Once the residue chose the reason for death, uncovered by Shanquella's postmortem, plainly somebody in the event that not every person had been lying all along. After seeing her girl's cadaver, Shanquella's mom noticed that the indications of injury on her little girl's body were blindingly clear. Had a bunch on her head, a swollen face, enlarged eye, and a busted lip, all indications of actual attack. Yet disregarding the proof on Shanquella's body, close by the video of the assault, the U.S. State Division put out an announcement asserting that there was no proof of unfairness in Shanquella's passing. Yet prior to continuing on toward the agonizing, baffled FBI examination, thoroughly searching in the Shanquella's demise, it merits stopping on the spilled video. The video highlights no less than one of Shanquella's realized partners conveying weighty hits to her head and body, while the stripped Shanquella ventures back and puts her arms up, yet doesn't hit back. A man's voice can likewise be heard in the video in a quiet, loosened-up way. He asked Shanquella on the off chance that she could essentially retaliate. Can you basically retaliate? The video is unusual for some justifications. For what reason did nobody mediate when Shanquella was being thumped? Why? And who was recording the attack? And for what reason was Shanquella bare? Some accept that the purpose for the video was that the assault on the 25-year-old was planned, and that her gathering trapped her when she emerged from the shower. Probably the assault might have deteriorated past the video, with reports guaranteeing that the attacker would have begun interfering with Shanquella's camera. On November 23, 2022, a capture court request was given against Shanquella's immediate assailant from the video. An individual from her gathering Shanquella's reason for death was additionally expressly explained as a spinal rope crack, and not liquor harming. That document is basically settled. And we even have the court request. There is a capture warrant for the wrongdoing of feminicide to the disservice of the American. And while the aggressor is likewise an American resident there, since the case is essentially settled, we are doing the relevant legitimate techniques for the solicitation for the removal of this individual. And it will be the North American specialists who have the Interpol high alert was given for the aggressor in a bid to find them in the U.S., and albeit a nearby media source revealed that a capture warrant had been given for one of Robinson's colleagues. No captures have been made right up till now. It is made purchases that suspect is, as of now, out free in the U.S. of America. After the examination concerning Shanquella's passing appeared to slow down regardless of developing proof, Robinson's family have as of late requested President Joe Biden and the U.S. branch of state strategically mediated into Shanquella's examination. Evidently, the issue of the continuation the examination has to do with removal issues between the U.S. and Mexico. Yet we realize that the aggressor is an American resident, so the thing could be assuming control more than 18 weeks. And why has nobody, including Shanquella's family, been educated regarding any procedures? And there's one more major unanswered inquiry at the actual heart of this case. The video, which was taken on one of Shanquella's gathering individuals' telephones, was spilled as Shanquella was getting CPR, so who spilled it as of late Latavia McGee, an American resident who was hijacked under cartel shoot in Mexico, presented a report on her Facebook lamenting Shanquella Robinson. It read, "I have consistently clarified for my kids and others that would listen that since you have shared traits and invest energy with individuals, that doesn't make them a companion as the world looks at the unfortunate passing of Shanquella Robinson." And as we ideally begin seeing the net treachery which followed her homicide, we ought to start to consider what has taken such a long time. She was major areas of strength for a person of color, the best that we brought to the table for the world. And that is the reason we will keep on battling for equity for Jaquilla Rubs. Do you think the FBI has been concealing something in the Robinson examination? Do you think has been occurring? Did this video provoke your interest, or maybe you had a few inquiries responded to on this tangled case? We put out excellent, insightful, genuine wrongdoing recordings, consistently your help.